afternoon, everyone. Hello. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Surachet Krasang. On behalf of Infocom Southeast Asia and our conference partner, Thai Startup Trade Association, I would like to welcome everyone to today's webinar, Metaverse for Business. This is a very interesting subject, and today you will gain insight from our experts on how the Metaverse will infiltrate every industry and create new growth opportunities in the coming years. For today's session, I would like to remind a few housekeeping rules. First, your audio and video will be kept up throughout the webinar session. Second, there will be a Q&A session after the panel discussion. You type and send us your question via chat box located at the bottom of your screen. And third, to best view the webinar, please select speaker wheel. We will now kick off the session with welcome remarks by Ms. Sammy Zhang, a program director from Infocom Asia.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sammy, and I am the Program Director for Infocom Asia. First of all, I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you here today for taking time to attend this webinar. Especially, I'd like to thank our association partner, Thai Startup Trade Association, for co-hosting today's session. My team and I have this exciting job of putting together meaningful and educational programs, which we hope will contribute to the professional audiovisual industry in Asia. So for today, the topic will be focusing on Metaverse for business. By gathering the Metaverse practitioners and technology experts, we do hope we can have all your questions answered at the end of the session. All right, without any further ado, I would like to hand it over to the MC to kick off the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sammy. And now we are going to have a keynote address by Mr. Nathaset Traitipcharanchai, CNO and founder of Genocide Digital Group and Brandverse. Nathaset believes that every business deserves a new opportunity with the help of modern digital tools and technology. He recently led the creation of a local-born metaverse, joining hands with 60 of Thai's leading company and organizations that speak to an international audience. He is a startup industry consultant for our various government agency and publicly listed company boards. All right, without further ado, I would like to invite our keynote speaker, Mr. Nathaset Traitipcharanchai, CEO and founder of Genocide Digital Group and Brandverse for the session. Over to you, Nathaset. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Sawadee krab. Hi. I am Max, CEO and co-founder of Genocide and Brandverse. It is my pleasure to be here telling the story about Metaverse for business. First of all, let me begin with a little introduction about Genocide and Brandverse. Brandverse is founded by Genocide Digital Group with a vision to accelerate brand to success in the Metaverse. Yeah, we have many commercial innovation business under Genocide within 11 years of experience for enterprise and government partner in Thailand. Yeah, what we do, first we provide Metaverse business consulting. Then business have two options to join the Metaverse. The option one is about build your own Metaverse. You can have your own business model, your own design, your own data, and free to connect every business application. There is only one challenge that you have to drive traffic by yourself. Or the second thing, you can have an opportunity to join current Metaverse in Thailand or in the global. You may have many traffic inside, but you have to apply for world regulation and limitation. For example, if you join Sandbox Metaverse, you have to design a cubic and game style. You cannot connect your own e-commerce platform or user data is not yours. After you select a business option to join the Metaverse, what we do is help you to build your own world. Yeah. Build the project, connect your business application, and launching with marketing campaign. And another thing that we do is to drive Thailand Metaverse ecosystem and communities. Here, we just launched T-Verse, Thailand Multiverse Bridge platform with our 50 partners in Thailand to collaborate our business and build Metaverse ecosystem together. This is what we do. Yeah. For today, content online for today, we will start with the trend of Metaverse. I will share you about Metaverse trend, what is Metaverse, and business in Metaverse, and how what Brandverse do and how you can start your business. First, the Metaverse trend. as we all know, right now we are in the era of Metaverse. If we look back into the time that Steve Jobs held the iPhone in the hand and said, "Welcome to the new era of mobile phone," we totally have no idea what it's capable of or at that time. Now it is full of applications which worth a million, just like Alibaba, Instagram, TikTok, Shopee, Line, and other applications in the App Store, right? The same goal here. World has announced about the upcoming Metaverse, and what it is like is a very few new things landscape. A building to run business, and also a new business model that grows just like an application in iPhone. This is a big opportunity for business to utilize this 14-year technology way to shift your business competitiveness.
คุณ Max sorry คุณ Max have you shared a slide
Oh, you didn't say. Oh,
no you okay
okay.
all right
Okay, sorry. You say right.
okay
Okay, sorry. Okay, the slide is Metaverse and genocide and what we do, and this is keywords ecosystem platform that we already mentioned. Yes, and the first that I mentioned is about the welcome to Metaverse era, and this Metaverse is the next generation of internet that we would see too. For this reason, everyone in the world has adopt and start in Metaverse. Yeah, China, Baidu, they launched Metaverse platform, and Alibaba is launched too. Korea built a society in Metaverse to facilitate government service and create new job opportunities. Japan, they plan to launch a mega project named Cybernetics Avatar, which means in 2015, Japanese citizens will be able to live their physical form in reality to have a new identity in digital form. No more predefined gender and no more disability to frame human behavior. This is a Japan vision. Yeah. Moreover, smart device like AR glasses also take a main role to help us on board in Metaverse, right? Apparently, each brand like Apple, Samsung, Google is developing their own product. Each glasses or lens technology to support research. When it's coming to mass, Metaverse will be more accessibility and will be no longer an issue. Yeah. For this reason, ARK Invest forecast that virtual market size could approach 400 billion by 2025. This means the growth rate is about 59% rate in 2029 year on year. So this is not surprise, but it is a sign of opportunity to jump into Metaverse industry. Let's see who else also go in Metaverse. Most of global brands go into the Metaverse in different business models such as Microsoft, Nike, Adidas. We have seen that Adidas launched new collaboration NFT item that earned $22 million within 3 days. Facebook turned from social media company into Metaverse company and invest more than 10 billion in Metaverse. Microsoft acquired Activision Blizzard $48 billion to join the market. Nike enter into the Metaverse by create Nike Land on Roblox platform with 12 million generate user within 3 months. And JP Morgan opened Metaverse virtual brush on Decentraland. Lastly, we have seen that Adidas launched a new collaboration NFT item and earned $22 million. Yeah, this is what most of brands go into the Metaverse. In summary, there are many opportunities in the Metaverse for everyone. Business can have new opportunity and new business model. Creator, 3D, virtual design, NFT, and experiences design can have an opportunity too. Consumer, they will join with new life, the new second world, and new communities. The next is about what is Metaverse. So there is all trend happen, but what actually is Metaverse and how can one identity what Metaverse is? Metaverse, in our definition, Metaverse is a new generation of internet, which means a virtual world in which people can have a second chance of life to live a life in a new identity as an avatar and allow people to be connected, build up new communities from everywhere, and enjoy immersive experience of each activity like socialize, shopping, play, the game, play and activity, working together and learn in the Metaverse. Let's see the video, Your Digital Life Story. This is
Metaverse คืออะไรแท้จริงแล้ว Metaverse มีที่มาจากคำสองคำมารวมเข้าด้วยกันคือคำว่า Meta ที่แปลว่าพ้นหรือเหนือกว่าและคำว่า Universe
Okay, let me introduce. This is a video visual that could see the Metaverse. It's come from the Metaverse word come from Snow Crash, right?
พันกัน
Yeah.
ผ่านรูปแบบตัวละครจำลอง
This will have an avatar, and people can create their own avatar to interact with people. Yeah, and we can use VR and device to join to the Metaverse. And in Metaverse, we have many experience, many immersive experience like working, meeting, playing, or learning. Everyone can go into the Metaverse and can serve their extremely experience. Yeah, this is an example visual. So the Metaverse technology we have divided into the four categories. The first is about live logging. Every day people live logging on social media in different platforms, right? Forming a digital me as a 2D flat information, and now it's shaping up into 3D avatar. Unleash a limitation of physical identity and allow you to choose a new virtual identity that reflects your design. Imagine the world with no gender or no disability. The disability can walk again and touch things. How joyful they could be with that feeling again. The second technology is about AR, VR, combined across a new form of technologies, XR, to connect the two world experience together. Reduce the distance of people. If I snap, my friend can just appear right now in front of me, or I can snap, I can see everyone in the room here in front of me. And the third technology is about mirror world. Yeah, digital twin, both reality and virtual can co-happen. Example, if I go into the 7-Eleven Metaverse and I buy the t-shirt, this t-shirt, I can got the NFT t-shirt, right? I can wear in the Metaverse, and I can use using NFT to redeem the real t-shirt at the shop. The next generation is consumer buy only one and get both world, the Metaverse world and the reality world. And finally, it's about blockchain technology that drive new internet revolution, supporting Metaverse ecosystems such as DeFi, GameFi, NFT, and decentralized autonomous. The technology behavior will implicate in a new experience. Okay, now as we discussion, what are we able to do in Metaverse? Let's see what each business sector can adopt Metaverse in their model. So first of all, let's begin with education sector. Imagine in the past few years, everyone is happy and prefer to attend the class at school, right? It is a basically typical way, right? But when COVID come, everyone turned to be online. The e-learning platform and webinar platform replaced everything. So having been in online system for a while, the students tend to be lost their attention, right? And the effectiveness of learning obviously gradually decreased. How to fix that? If we were in Metaverse, where you can have your own avatar that can interact with friends nearby, you can choose to sit in the front of the class or the back of the class, talk to your friend next to you, student to student, or even teacher to student. This could be much more lively and interesting for them, right? We are working with Thammasat University to create a new campus in Metaverse. Yeah, with a function is immersive learning classroom, the VR museum of history, culture, and democracy, and invite people around the world to learning with Thammasat University. So if we focus and go deeper into the course with immersive learning, take a look
What
at
part of the
this
solar
case.
system are we talking about?
Saturn.
Gamma is teaching the girl about the solar system, the Saturn.
If you
So
were
they
taking
can learn
astrophysics,
everything and
you
see
could
everything
study the
layer,
metaverse.
element of link
Did you know
like
the
this.
rings are made
Hard
of
to understand
billions
parts
of icy
from now on
particles?
will totally
Look at this.
change into the same something easier, understandable, and how good it will be. With our purpose to help teaching students, right?
You ready to do that
This
paper
is
now,
a
right?
very big opportunity for learning
part of the
education. Yeah, and for creative and for creator people to make this learning platform, to make this article and content to public worldwide. That is for education. How about the government sectors? We have no need to drive for car to the bolo anymore. As in Korea, they build so government service in Metaverse. This is to provide a broad access to public city service, get rid of location, geography, and disability problem, connect with their citizens, creates a massive employment for this project, and elevated their global economy and competitiveness. We plan to work with the ITP Ministry of Commerce to provide government service to people too. An example, the ITP will facilitate fashion fair for global investors in Metaverse, where entrepreneurs can do business matching with investors easier. Or even we turn from offline into virtual exhibition and event for Prototor. Yeah, we create a Prototor Island in the ocean and support customers start to join this immersive event and interact with exhibition while live event was coming for all. For healthcare industry, from offline, we have a website and hospital, right? You can walk to the virtual hospital in Metaverse, ask reception for doctor consultant service, and walk to platform for to shop the supplement with health consultant. What if we could connect the surgery that we can do and surgery together in a real case in Metaverse? You can move the muscle, relocation the bone, or even when you cut through the skin, it breathing. This could help of you. This is an example that use case that Korea still develop this Metaverse and AR VR for medication. Yeah, for it. The next is about retail. Retail try to change their commercial model from offline to delivery or super application to create a new touch point of their user. In Metaverse, they change the purpose of e-shopping into the shoppertainment concept, which means you can go virtual with your friend and experience a new shopping style, but just like you are shopping on site. So this will create a virtual member, virtual commerce, and community, which is the key concept of Metaverse. Example, we build 7-Eleven game world to drive O2O strategy and customer engagement with gamification. Customer can play game and enjoy reward redemption with the brand. This is starter of the Metaverse. And the shoppertainment experience is coming soon in Metaverse. We collab with the Mall Group, one of the top 3 retail in Thailand, to develop Omniverse, new retail metaverse that support members and people around the world to touch immersive experience together. What we can do in real estate, from visiting place, we can do the real visit and personalize home interior inside, whether fit your style or not. You can make a 3D building landscape and turn into the NFT for sales. Example, for AC Asset, we developed the Metaverse to provide the sale gallery for people around the world and around the country to come into the sale gallery of AC Asset, and they can select the project, and then can talk with the sale directly, submit the information and submit the quotation and appoint to visit the project. And they can view 360 the project view and information. Yeah, and they can walk to the sale and chat and talk and send the quotation. And for automotive, you don't have to go to the showroom for a test drive anymore. Brand can create a virtual showroom that is accessible for everyone and everywhere. Example, virtual showroom that we developed for Honda. Once you enter a showroom, you can have a chatbot to collect your data, and salesperson accompany you to run a virtual test drive and feeling when you sit, eyesight vision, and feeling when you speed up. Banking nowadays is trying to decrease a volume of branch and staff, right, and trying to move an online and yes in Metaverse. In Korea, they launched a virtual branch in Metaverse to run a financial business center for consultant, and payment module is one of the big movement that bank could make a big change in Metaverse ecosystem. Fashion industry have developed its strategy very well for many years. They open for everyone to create their own style in Metaverse and sell their item, and so can personalize their customer and send an item to them as a limited edition. Moreover, this led an awareness to brand who join the Metaverse. Example, H&M is trying to develop the virtual store, or Gucci have trying to develop the Metaverse virtual item and virtual fashion item for people, for customers. And the food example and industry, McDonald's, McDonald's for trademark for Metaverse, right? When we are in the virtual world, we can order French fries to eat that make us walk faster or able to run. This function will be different for others, depend on logic and reset. As for real world, French fries will be sent at your next front door, so you can enjoy your activity in both worlds. Yeah. Today, traveling is not full possible due to COVID. What if we can teleport to any place in your wish list and enjoy every moment just like you are at the real place? Or even you can select any celebrity to be your guide tour. Korea was developed Arirang TV from South Korea, established virtual broadcast studio on its own metaverse. So finally, as a brand or as a business, you can leverage the benefit of metaverse into the 4 categories. The first is about digital limitation. K-pop idol can create virtual concert and fan meet on the Meta. Ability limitation. Honda can create virtual showroom for customer, or let technician can learn to repair their system. And future limitation. NASA can build virtual reality to simulate the life on the Mars. Time limitation. Microsoft can create reality event in metaverse that turn back time into the Paris 75 years ago. And others product experience that you can leverage. So as I told you about business trend to onboard into the metaverse, let's explore Brandverse. Brandverse is metaverse platform for brand. We help business to onboard into the metaverse. The first of all that you have to decision is you would like to start now and take risk, or you would like to be a mature business and wait for others to success in metaverse. This is the key important. If you would like to start now, you have to take risk, because metaverse for now is an innovation state that people have to invest and try out and error to be the success part. Yeah. If you would like to start, we have 3 steps. The first is about onboarding. We have T-Verse Academy program that help you to educate and transfer our knowledge about the metaverse to the business people, to the creator people, and to the engineering people to develop their own metaverse. Yes, this is about example of our first course. And the second, you can utilize the metaverse solution and technology just like 3D avatar, word creator tool, and marketplace and other to leverage this tool to onboard your business. And the third is you can join our ecosystem to collab with other business in the same industry or in the other industry. Normally, the 5 steps to build the metaverse is the first one. You have to select your business objective. You would like to use metaverse for quick win, marketing, PR, or you would like to onboard your business on the metaverse. If you have clearly objective, you can go to the step 2 to select the execution option, lend the verse or buy a verse or create your own verse. And then the third step is about to design your verse and engineering your verse. And finally, you can have marketing launch. Our technology, we have computer accessibility, mobile, VR, and others. On website application, we have one avatar, and you can consumer can cross into many verses to join the multi-activities. And then we help your brand, your business onboard your business application to the metaverse. We have our own character, and our character won the reward design award in Thailand. The experience is that you have only website, you have application, you have only your social media. You can add only one button existing here, and you can click and teleport to Brandverse. Yeah, log in web visibly to email, phone, social media, select your avatar, select your dress and decoration, naming yourself, and accept PDPA, GDPR consent, and 5 steps to finish setup and then able to teleport to multiverse. This is basically feature for our verse. We can have an avatar, chat, talk, emotional expression, gesture, and animation. Business can build up on top of the fundamentals just like example. If you are a retail store, you can create your own shop design on top of the freezers. People can come into and go to drink area. I can select Coke and pop up with 3D product information. Or if you sell the furniture, this chair can display. If you want to try out in your living room, just hit AR button. Then open up your camera and try out to drag and drop the chair, check your fitting with interior design. If you are happy, you can add to cart immediately. See the card information, then check out with traditional payment gateway of cryptocurrency. Retail store can see back-end information, store visit, heat map, CRM, and utilize your data to support business customer. Yeah, this is our journey towards mission. We would like to leading business metaverse from Thailand to global, and this is the journey along many months that we walk. And we would like to thank you, our partner and attendee, and would like to invite you to join to build the T-Verse together. Yes. And for the first, we create a word technology for brand, and we collab together in Thailand, and we provide the technology tool and know-how and academy for youth. And finally, we collab to grow to the global network too. Yeah. Thank you everyone for this session today. We believe that Metaverse cannot success alone. We believe that business collaboration, empower people together and create our ecosystem is the new opportunity for Thailand and Asia to compete in global competition. Let's go into the Metaverse era together. Let's work together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kunataseth, for the very insightful presentation. We definitely have learned a lot from you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question regarding Kunataseth's presentation, please send in the chat box at the bottom of your screen. All right. Following Kunataseth's presentation, we are now going to have a panel discussion on Metaverse for business. I would like to invite the panel moderator, Kun Sumit Seemakoon, a managing director of Liftfo Lab, a character designer and a creator of Teddy Bits NFT collection. And please also welcome our panelists from different areas of expertise to share their perspective. Kun Nattapol Rangsiyakoon, Vice President of Engineering, Kun Tharathorn Inpen, Head of Engineering and Maintenance. Both are these two young guys from Ascent Commerce Digital Group. Dr. Nati Thepot, President of Thai Metaverse Association, founder of Block Mountain, and Kun Sathien Bunmanan, CEO and founder of Metaverse XR and Neolution Group. Thank you all of you for joining us today. Without any further ado, over to you, Kun Sumit. Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, thank you all panelists to join us today. So I think after we listen to the presentation of T-Verse, so I want to hear your perspective about the Metaverse at the beginning. So I start with the easy question, I guess. What is your definition of Metaverse? So who want to go first? Dr. Nati, do you want to go first?
Yes, okay, I'm ready. Okay, hi everyone, I'm Nati. It's just an easy answer for the what is Metaverse. Like for my opinion, like Metaverse is like for me the easy definition is like the new experience. The Metaverse is the new digital experience that we can can touch it now, because the technology for now is like quite ready compared with like 5-10 years ago. Now it's like it's more real. The Metaverse word is more real now. That's it.
Okay. So any of you want to add anything?
Yeah, it's Chris from Ascent Commerce. I think one of the best thing of the Metaverse is like you just don't need to get off like your house, or like you don't have to go anywhere. You just sit there in front of your PC, and then I think one of the best thing that defines like Metaverse is like the comfort of like accessing the market, the business, and like the virtual world that encapsulate the business inside that itself. If you think about like if you just want to go to the store or like you want to buy something, you just go into the Metaverse and then just walk to the store like 7-Eleven, and then you just buy it off, and they just send back to your house. I think it's the convenience of the life. Yeah.
Okay. So
hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay, so let me go dig deeper about that. So if the Metaverse gives you the comfort, you don't need to go out of your house. Is it different from the app that we use right now in daily life, like Grab, like Shopee, or something like that? Or the Metaverse need to be a 3D virtual world?
Okay, let me explain more into that. I think Metaverse is like the consolidate of like the ecosystem of the e-commerce, or like the every like aspects of like like offline to online behavior into one place. And then you can do like, let's say, for example, you have Shopee, Lazada, you have like Grab, so like 7-Eleven. I would say like it introduced a convenient of like, if you go onto like Grab store and then you purchase like loyalty program like from them, and then just like connect to the 7-Eleven like to the that sits next to them. You just like walk past by, it's just like only one ecosystem that you can access like everything in there. That's why I'm calling it creates a convenience to the market nowadays, and it moved to like the new digital era. It's not just like the current online shopping store. Yeah.
Okay. So I will go to the next questions.
Actually, can I add something for that?
Yeah, sure.
As well.
Sure, Om, come on.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much, Kap. My name is Om. I'm actually the VP of Ascent, the same as Chris, but we work together in Ascent as well. So one thing that I'd like to add is that the metaverse is actually maybe the evolutionary of the way we connect with people. So if we like think back, like maybe in the past, we developed technology to like connect people. We're starting from like the age of radio to be television, and then the phone, and then the internet. So metaverse is actually the evolutionary of the way to connect people around. So with we built technology, but the way we build technology is that we want to actually connect people. Chris mentioned the offline to online world, but I actually think it's actually like both. It also online to offline world as well. We try to like close these gaps between two worlds so that people can interact with each other more. When I said people, well, I'm not going to like only mention like just business with its customer, but also business with its partners, with its employees. So metaverse is the new way to actually like connect people, right? That is something that I'd like to add to the question.
Okay, thank you. So what I have seen and experienced, I think right now is like the first, like it's like a first stage, or we can call like evolution stage for the metaverse. Is at the beginning. So what it takes for mass adoption for metaverse? What it needs? What is the main factor to make people go to metaverse? What you guys think?
Okay, let me start off with like the people, right? The people, the technology has to be in the combinations of that to conform the metaverse like world, right? So nowadays, like if we think back in time, like 15 years ago, people already adopt the online gaming, and they actually play the games already, like SimCities, like the Sims 4, or like Ragnarok, or like Lineage, or like all the online games that they have like been introducing a online processing using a token, that what we call like the digital money in there, and then they exchange like the digital equipments or weapons, or like all that items like in the game. So moving to the next stage, they can actually bringing in like their real money, and then they have like put their like purchase on each of the items and put it on the auctions as well, if they have like been upgraded into like a higher rank or something like that. So what I was trying to get everyone's here like to understand is metaverse is not the actual new thing, but you have been in this like metaverse like for some amount of time already, but we don't actually have the real name for it. It came across like nowadays because the era of digital transformations has been like a newborn of like the digital side, right? So this digital era move into the 3D world is kind of like a new thing that you actually need to get the people to adopt their behavior into it. But some of them already been there with them before, but it's in different approach or different ways of like approaching the platform. Okay. So what's the people that needs to adopt, right? So the learning and the understanding of like what Metaverse would help in their actual life. That's the first thing. The business would have to come back and study about like, is that the actual behavior that we're going to be rolling out into the real world situations? That they have to be able to answer whether the Metaverse is going to be helping the market or like push up like the incentive or the revenue of the business itself if you create a platform. So it's the educations, it's the training, it's the coaching, it's the mindset and the actual norms that we try to break the status quo in nowadays. So it's all about like people that we need to start with, and are they actually ready yet with the Metaverse? It's not just a platform that we keep things about, oh, we want to build a platform with the Metaverse because you keep up with the trends of the market. But it's just, you need to see like the roadmap of the economic as well, that are they ready yet? I think it's the matter of like the people and the learnings and the educations as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For my opinion, Metaverse is like maybe we don't need to wait more long. Right? Like Kun Kit already mentioned, like one the enterprise or one the business, they want to adopt their business in the Metaverse world, it will be going well for sure. But for my opinion, I want to point something about the alpha generation now. Like example, like for me, it's a dad of 4 kids, 10 year and 8 year. Now my kids they have 2 worlds. One is the real world, then they went to school, play with their friends, right? Learn in the school. But after that, you know, when they back to my house, to our house, like they will deep down to their metaverse. They will hang out with their friends in the metaverse. 2 of them play together in the metaverse, like for sure, like a Roblox, you know.
Oh, right.
Like,
Yeah. Very famous one. Yeah.
My children, they don't need to ask the real raise money for me to go to the real 7-Eleven or the other shop. They need to like ask me to add they Robux, like the credit in Roblox Metaverse, right? To play with their friends, to buy some stuff in the like the digital twin or something like their digital world. For me, it's like if for this generation will grow up, for sure, they very like feel more comfortable with the metaverse. It's like it's not the new technology anymore. It's already like seamless in their life, in their lifestyle now. Something like that. I think we just wait for the next generation. The user will like a huge amount of the number for sure. Something like that.
Kunati, I think I like your thoughts and like the explanations there. Thanks very much. Do you think like if we are saying that, if you think about a really interesting topic about nowadays, there are 2 generations gap between like the generations back in the day that we have like a really actual stores that are actually like selling things like still using paper, that were really like old way or traditional ways of like opening the retail shops, and you know, and the new generations that come with like iPads, like they know how to scroll things, and you know, like everything just like roll out very fast. They know how to learn from YouTube and something like that. Those group of people are really like strong in adoptions of like these like digital era. But the other group would still be known as like a really physical interactions with like objects that they have to be able to touch on. Like, let's say you have to write on the paper for the invoicing, and you have to see the customer to make the relationship, something like that. Or if you think about like these group, like how do we train them to adopt to the new real world like scenarios nowadays that they're moving to the digital era, because it's going to be a bit of challenge there to get them to understand what are we doing. And the Disney digital era is not just like metaverse or like online shopping. It's the next level of like life after like, you know, the culture has been changed after the COVID situations already.
Yeah, that I want to mention, like from my point of view, it's like have some words, it's like life is go on. They have to learn, like my father, my grandfather or my grandmother, so like they have to use at least some application that, because they cannot like talk with their friends in the physical area, right? For sure, our mom like use the sticker, send a sticker every morning, right? And then have many groups with their friends, right? It is like life go on, right? Also like the shopping, online shopping and Grab and or maybe instant food, we have to use it because we cannot go out like once the COVID pandemic, right? I think like in my generation also, I'm the generation X, right? I have to learn, I have to try to explore the new thing. And that's it. Life go on. Anyway, they have to adopt.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
It's like
well, for me, I think, well, it's about the interaction that, well, it just like technology, there's like something that, you know, old technology and then new technology, right? And if you heard about the saying that, well, we as human, we may need some critical events in order to evolve. Well, I don't want to say that, well, despite the tragic of the pandemic, we actually like realized some opportunity from that as well. Like and with the coming of, you know, the digital era, we got like support. Well, for the mass to adopt these technology, I think we need both support from the business and also from the government as well. Like Max mentioned earlier about the metaverse adoption in Seoul, that they built the like the government like buildings and facilities in the metaverse. Well, in Thailand, we also, well, not actually metaverse thing, but we try to like bring technology to like the government facility. For example, my mother, she really loved lottery, and right now we can buy lottery from the application, you know. And then these thing that, you know, we actually disrupt their lifestyle from, you know, and once they taste how convenient it is, they started to change. So technology is something that we invent to like make our life easier, but something that I think maybe it's the, I don't know, fear of adoption is that they don't want to learn, they don't want to try, but once they try, I think that and then they realize how convenient it is, then I think that, well, it may not be too difficult to like adopt this technology once we, you know, allow that technology to like creep into their lifestyle. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think to summarize all of you saying is, I think it's like back to Chris that said that if it help people, it will bring people to use it, right? Yeah. So
the technology is actually like the tools. Let's think about it's a tools that help your life like more convenient. Yeah.
If the mass see the feature that really help their life or their usual lifestyle, so they will likely to adopt, right? So at this stage, do you think that the hardware is like also the main factor for people to use it? Because earlier I have seen like so many attempts to, like so many business try to go with like the AR thing to bring metaverse to life, like Google Glass or any of it. So do you think the hardware is like a thing that you need, as is it an issue to bring people to metaverse? For my perspective, I think if the metaverse still need to use the desktop computer, it's quite difficult for people to use it because right now they're on mobile everywhere. So what do you think?
So in my opinion, well, yes, the hardware will play like a major role in adopting this technology. So right now we have the like augmented reality, AR, virtual reality, but the actual hardware that is being built by like top company like Microsoft, Google, or even Meta, they are building this kind of new hardware that can make these experience like more immersive to people. So hardware and also the technology, for example, I like, for example, blockchain. Blockchain is quite new technology, and there's still some limitation to blockchain as well. For example, how to make it like faster in terms of performance and things like that. And also we also heard about security issue with some of the blockchain as well, and the interoperability between like chains. These things, well, needs to be developed more, not just hardware, but also like software or even technology as well. But right now I would say that it's coming. And like Kun Max mentioned like earlier in the presentation, that should a business wait now? I think that the answer may be, well, it's better to be leading in technology, right? But I would say that the metaverse thing right now is still it's beginning of the metaverse, and some business that can adopt this technology, eventually they will have like experience learning about, well, what it is, what's good and what's bad, right? And then they can be leading into that world. So yeah, hardware will play major roles, but the business who adopt the metaverse first and try out the use cases with these limited hardware, they will have like better understanding when the newer hardwares and software and new technology comes in, and they will be the one who lead this kind of adoption in the business.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Om has a good point in that, because from what we have been through, like in Ascent Commerce, like before during the COVID situations, like we have no issues with like go online and then have like like meetings like through Zoom or like all the video conference at all. But what it takes like to get into that problems is, how do we create a culture of like the virtual reality culture inside that conference room or like meetings or those kind of like conversations, right? So what I want to put it up here is, how do you actually keeps the vibe of the physical interactions in the video conference, which is really, really hard. Even you turn on the camera, you see like emotionals like with the other like attendees and like your colleagues, but it ends up like you need to jump around in the meeting, but you never get in touch with them. You just like, if the new joiners just join and then we just saw them once like in the meeting, they don't actually know that, they don't actually have like a drinks with them. But most of the time, like if we met in the office, we just go out for drinks, like we have a physical interactions, we know each other more, and that creates like a really good vibe and culture. But the question to the new company or the startup that gonna be coming up nowadays and think like, hey, work from home is like, it's pretty good. Like you sit there and then you work from home, you just use like Gather, I think everyone use Gather like nowadays. You create your own avatar. That's one of the metaverse like platform that creates your own avatar. You can walk around, you can set the meeting, you can see where's your boss, you can like connect to your boss and then walk to your boss like straight away or something like that. So these are the things that still being questioned among like the big company that has like more than 200 or 300 like employees. And how do we get that vibe of connecting people together and have that feeling of like interconnections with your colleagues and to get more out of your business and creates like the product ownership out of them through the metaverse and like through the conference call, apart from going to have like a physical interactions in the near future. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I just want to share about the
sure.
Hardware thing.
Yeah.
For my opinion now, like hardware is like now it's like if you talk about the output hardware, I mean about the AR VR now it's for sure, as we know, the technology is more efficient. The hardware is more smaller. Now they have no wire anymore, right? Everything is wireless, right? The processing unit, everything is like more faster. It can make the AR VR. I mean, it's like output hardware is more smaller, and the price for sure. Right now, it's like the price is more cheaper than before, right?
Yeah.
It can be mass adoption, but I just want to get back to the another hardware thing. It's like input hardware. Now, like I think input hardware will be more interesting. Because we have like the camera, we have the 3D camera that can bring the information that is very important about the metaverse, right? The information is that like the video and the image is more real. We can make the avatar like a 3D avatar in the real surface, in the real face. It's not just like the game, the cartoon asset anymore, right? We can like import the picture, like the more we can like make the virtual more. It's not just the digital file like we can make from the 3D program, right? We just like use the camera that they can make the 3D volumetric camera that can import the picture and video is more real. That I think for my opinion that can make the metaverse more interesting. It's more real, and then they don't need to use the VR AR, right? They can use their mobile or their desktop to immerse the experience. That's the point I want to go to the detail about the import, like the input hardware is also important.
Okay, thank you. So I want to jump into like business section. So there is a question that I have listed, and it relates with the question that audience sent me. So the question is how Metaverse can transform the online business. And I want to add that to the question from the audience that he said that he has like a gemstone and jewelry industry. How Metaverse can transform that to online business? Can you give us some idea? Okay, basic question is like how Metaverse transform online business, and if you have an idea, yeah, there is a question from audience. If it's a gemstone industry, what you guys think?
So one thing that okay, sorry, Chris, you can go.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, one thing that I noticed from like the pandemic period is that, well, live commerce started to bloom.
Yeah.
Before that, we have e-commerce, right? And people, usually go to the online website or maybe Shopee, Lazada, the online app to like select the product. But then after the COVID situation, or during the COVID situation, live commerce started to like be adopted, and people actually, well, some revenue from live commerce actually exceeds the revenue from e-commerce. So why do people actually, well, like that? One thing is that they in live commerce, people can interact with the seller, right? The customer can interact with the business. And also one thing is that usually when you like fashion things, or maybe other category of product as well, you want to try, you want to see if it fits you.
Yep.
So with the concept of live commerce, even though it's not the fully metaverse, with maybe the evolution of live commerce is the next thing is about metaverse or some commerce in the metaverse world. People can actually interact with the product, can interact with the seller. That is, I think, how we can adopt that into the business as well. For the gemstone business, I think that it's pretty much maybe it kind of similar to like other fashion category. People can actually see that whether the product fits with them, instead of going through static pictures and see if and think that whether that's going to match with them or not. They can go into this immersive world, the virtual space, where they can actually try the product and see if it matches if it matches what they need or not. And also the business also has like other options to retain or promote the product as well, instead of having the static experience like the e-commerce website. They can use this kind of opportunity where the virtual world has like a lot of things that they can do to keep the customer, to retain the customer from going out to other business, or like promote their product so that the customer can actually they can close the deal with the customer. So there are many opportunities apart from selling. We can retain, we can resell, we can do a lot of things more in the metaverse world.
Okay.
I'm thinking about the virtual try-on application that the user can try to wearing the ring, and then they can take a photo, share with their friend, or send to their husband, something like that. And then maybe in the future, maybe we have like a package glove that they can wearing the card and then filling the waist of the ring, something like that. It will be more immersive experience for the customer. Maybe it can make them like a fast decision to buy, something like that.
Okay, thank you. Anything to add, Mr. Chris?
Yeah, I think I'm thinking more extensive to that, to be a kind of like a B2B to C business. So what could it be is, if you think about the gem, it's actually where it's coming from.
Okay.
So there are varieties of like gems out there that's coming from like in the cave, from the stone, from like underneath the sea. Would it be better if you can boil out that into like different types of gems that you can have a visualize where it's coming from and why you have to buy those gems like before it's coming to a ring, right? So the ring itself, it's coming from silver, it's coming from the gold, combined with like the gems coming from underneath like the deep sea, like like 300 feet like down. So these are the things that you can have like a storytelling before you up the sales. You can up the sales and increase the sales and margin of like your products by creating the story behind. And what you can use like metaverse in there is you can visualize like the transportations, how secure is your transport, like from like from the source of the gem, like to the manufacturing store and process it. And what's the quality? Like if you go into the e-commerce website, you would see like the gem and you can turn it around in the metaverse world. And then what would you see is like the quality of the gem. You would click into one and you would see like the quality, where it's coming from. And you could lead to like how it's being transported, how much value you have to put into that to get the customer to buy. So what would you create is you can create a distribution of like B2B to be a distributor and like sub-distributor for the gem to sell on their storefront. And their storefront is actually being online as well. underneath the metaverse, where you can see all the traffics coming from your sub distributor and your distributor as well. So that's kind of like an idea of like getting the business of the gem into the space of like metaverse.
Okay, thank you. So from what I understand, now we're talking about the metaverse, and there are so many metaverse right now. In like you guys are developers, and there is some like a lot more from other country. What I think is, if we talking about the business owner, finally they have to pick which metaverse to use, right? It's like a social network platform, that kind of thing, right? So what they need to looking for to pick which platform, which metaverse that good or work for the business, what they need to looking for.
Let me think.
Okay,
that's a good question.
Yeah, anyone can go first.
Okay, let I go first, maybe like very short. Like in the Kun Mac from Metaverse, he already mentioned that it's very good point that before the business owners want to jump in the metaverse world, they want to know what is their purpose first, why they have to jump to the metaverse world. That's like the marketing, PR, or they want to adapt their business in the metaverse. They want to train their user. They want to have something like the order from the metaverse. What they need. Once they know what they want, they can select the service that now is like in the world or in Thailand. It have a lot of the metaverse provider or the metaverse developer, right? First of all, they have to know the purpose first.
Well, I
Okay.
would say that the just to support Kun Nati, the business needs to understand, just like what we would like to well, since the metaverse is actually, I would say that it's the beginning of the adoption right now. So there are going to be something that is uncertain for sure. And the business needs to like really understand what they want in order to like select the platform that they want to invest in. Yeah, they're going to be like better platform in the future, I'm sure. But as if you start invest now, you need to like also be sure that, okay, what kind of purpose you want to invest in metaverse. If it's something that, if you want to just ride for the wave of the trend, or you want to start PR your business, then I think right now we have like a lot of platform that could support that. But if you want something deeper, like creating the immersive experience for the customers, that is something that I think right now there are not too many platform that could support that. So it depends on the purpose of what you would like to invest. And if that purpose is to, well, for marketing or commercial PR, I think right now it's quite ready. But for something like if you want to create the immersive world, there are a few platform that can support that. Yeah. And like I said, that they're going to be better platform for sure.
Okay.
But if you invest now, yeah, you're going to understand like the pros and cons, the ins and outs.
Yeah.
And you'll have like a better like way to like lead the market into this business.
For me, I think one of the most like important for the platform itself, it has to be really, really easy to use and really easy to get in touch with. So it has to be really handy as well to be able to get access from anywhere through a hardware devices. Let's say you have the phone, and I think if you want to check in with your operational team, with, let's say you have a logistics like provider that's get connected through your backend system, and you wanna checking all the like alignments of like the products that need to get delivered like throughout the whole day, like the listing of like deliveries, and what platform that can be introduced to serve that kind of like a conformity of convenient in sitting with your phone, and then you can realign like some of the products and like the vehicles like underneath like the in the warehouse to ensure like all the vehicle has been addressed it and then assigned to the right route and track, something like that. So to answer the question, there it has to be really convenient and really easy to use for the people to get into. If it's really complex or like too many clicks or like there are introduced like some complexity, it's not gonna be like answering like any like real world situation at all, because we need to move fast. Like the business like is growing, and we need to like compete with the market and like try. Everyone is trying like to break the status quo like in the market that we can do. Like the metaverse gonna be like changing the world, but the platform itself has to be really convenient to break that status quo as well, right? So yeah, that's what my thought would be.
I would like to maybe like give maybe not related to metaverse, but it could be something that we can think through. Is that you remember the like a few years back when Microsoft like invented Internet Explorer, right? And at that era, there's no like standard for the web, much like today, right? And we have like a lot of Microsoft own standard. I think this is also happened with the metaverse as well. We have like different platform. They all have their kind of standards. They all have their kind of features. But eventually, when technology evolved, there's going to be someone, or some organization that start to bring these things back together and start to form the, I would say, open standard for metaverse. Eventually, well, this technology, even though it diverges into like different kind of platforms, eventually there are going to be some standard that bring these platforms back together, and it's going to be like easier to adopt for the business and also easier to adopt for the customers as well. So I would say that if we start to invest in the metaverse now, in some of the platforms now, yeah, I said that eventually they're going to be better platforms, but well, I would also say that eventually there are going to be some, organization that start to think about the open standard for metaverse. And then we're going to have like the metaverse standard where some part of the features can be shared across the platform.
Okay. Thank you for your answer. So there is a thing that I think I want to mention about the metaverse. Right now, people making the metaverse and several platforms do the cryptocurrency is a thing include the metaverse. Do it need or nope, they're not. We can just use like a normal money and use like online payment like we used to do, or we need to go for the cryptocurrency included into the metaverse?
Okay, well, for my point of view, if we talk about only the cryptocurrency, I think it's not necessary to have it in metaverse. I just said it's not necessary, but it can be, right? But the most important thing maybe it's like a familiar, like a cryptocurrency. I think we have to talk about the blockchain. The blockchain thing, I think it's more necessary to have in the metaverse. Because the blockchain thing is like they can bring the world like a connect together. At least the information is free, or maybe we jump to the digital asset, right? Maybe they can use the valuable across the platform, across the metaverse. something like that. I think the more important thing rather than cryptocurrency is the blockchain or digital asset that they can trade between words and words, something like that. That's like Kun Thanarat mentioned about the standardized that we have to have the standardized. At least we can cross the digital asset together between words, something like that.
Oh, right. Yeah. So yeah, no need for the cryptocurrency, but the blockchain is the must.
Yeah, I would agree with Kun Nati as well, because cryptocurrency has been created because of like sometimes like if you think in Thailand, it would just be like the sake of like, oh, I want to exchange, I want to hold like Ethereum or like Bitcoin or something like that, and I would be like really like investing into like those cryptocurrencies to get to taking risk in like buying those like tokens, right? So, and you would receive more money if it goes up. What if like they have a high risk as well? What if it's gone down, right? So you would lose all of that. It's kind of like an investment into my point of view, but in the metaverse itself, like comparing to those like norms that has been like spread out, like cryptocurrencies you can buy and then you know like invest in. Behind the scene is the blockchain that Kunati was mentioned. It's more, it was introduced because of like they want to introduce the security of how the blockchain was, right? So the blockchain itself can introduce into the e-commerce world by, if you put that as a backbone of the e-commerce of your store, it would identify like this is the business owner of this store, and you can identify through the standard blockchain technology. Like let's say you have Ethereum chain like ECR20 and like Binance chain that would have like their own standard chains, right? So those are like the standard blockchain technologies where you can implement on. By having the cryptocurrency on top of the blockchain, there is you would have what we call an NFT, right? Non-fungible token, where you would put it up there and say it's like, hey, would you like to invest in my company? And that would increase the liquidity of your company itself, right? Which means if your company is actually growing really fast, that would increase your liquidity in investment to ensure like more of the people would investing in your like company more. Yeah. So that would incorporate the idea of like using the blockchain as your backbone to increase the security to ensure that your company is actually encapsulated with a real world scenarios and the security is there. You're not gonna get, you know, like fraud or those kind of like security risks. That's kind of blockchain has been introduced for. Yeah.
Okay. Now we know about like the good for the metaverse. Right now, if the business, I want to talk about if the business, want to go for the metaverse, what are the potential risks of the metaverse, or what could go wrong? What could make the thing that, yeah, my business go on the metaverse right now, and yeah, what could go wrong with that?
I would say the use case and the real world adoption. So most of the business, like I mentioned early in the seminar, because that was most of the company nowadays are trying to digitalize their like business by putting out like the terminologies, the norm, the new ways of like, you know, accessing like the business or buying goods or something like that. But do they actually see like the use cases there that they want to implement the metaverse to incorporate like those use case, and would it be able to work in the real life?
Yep.
Right. So I think there is a risk, that a really big risk, because it's still in adoption phase. of like the business itself. I think we have to revisit like all the use cases and then see if it's match the metaverse or it's just an online shopping that you are thinking about. Yeah, that's all I have. Yeah.
Well, I think to extend what Chris said, well, one thing is about the cost, right? Since this is like just the beginning of the adoption, it's not cheap, you know. So if you are not like quite sure what is the purpose that you want to invest, then it may cost you a lot. So that is one thing. Another thing that maybe I would like to also point out is that I would say with great power comes great responsibility. So the
Okay.
metaverse is very powerful. Like if you want to immerse, if people can immerse in that metaverse with a lot of, you know, thing that you can do, the next thing that we may need to think about is, I don't know, metaverse police. So there's going to be some crime for sure, because metaverse is another society, right? And with the correct technology, we have the phone. Well, I think you know the call center gang.
Yeah, right. You're right.
Like,
You're right.
like a decade-old technology to just, you know, do the crime. With the metaverse, where, you know, things are immersive and people like go in there and, you know, can interact with each other, can chat, can do a lot of things. With great power comes great responsibility. So at that era where, you know, we have like the world metaverse where we can immerse in, there are going to be some, you know, some kind of police that needs to go there. So it will be another area that I think the business may need to think about as well. Even with the current era of, you know, e-commerce, we also have some, you know, digital crime going on. So security is not something that the business can take for granted, but it's something that, you know, should be incorporated into the product and the platform as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yes, good. From my point of view, it's about the team. Because the business cannot dive only in the part of the marketing, right? Maybe you have to like a in-house meeting with the in like a in the company meeting first, like we will be go together, like the team will be go together, because like once you can grab the customer, and then you have to link with the team, like the logistics, the account, the warehouse, right? And then the customer service as well. Like they have to understand together, because like maybe the customer journey is totally changed because it's digital, right? It means like we have to talk in the team that we will go together in the to use the metaverse like the new business tool, because it's more complex, cannot compare with the digital platform or just the e-commerce, right? It's more than that, something like that. That like I just want to mention, like the business have to learn a lot if you want to use the metaverse for the new business tool, something like that.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I still have some questions. For I think, yeah, we go for what's okay. To summarize that, if the business want to go for metaverse, you have to be ready, right? As your team to be ready, or you should include another team to do about the security thing too, right? Okay, so yeah, that I think that part is. I also think about like the trending of the NFT business, the how things go well or not is. I think the technology can go, but you can't protect that, right? There still be scam anyway. Okay. Right now we have about like 10 15 minutes left. I will go down with the questions that come from the audience. Okay, so we can help each other answer that. Okay, this one, I'm not sure that you guys already talk about that. The audience asked about how would you suggest to educate or teach the community or people in adapting and use the Metaverse platform? I'm not sure that we talk a little bit about that, like,
yeah.
but can you help add it more about that?
I would say we have to be leading by example, right? So like, let's talk about like some use cases that we can use in the real business scenarios. So I think we have talked about like 7-Eleven, right?
Okay.
That they have their own store like in the metaverse. So there should be some conference of the showcase of like the success story of getting people into the 7-Eleven store and then purchasing the goods like from 7-Eleven, and then what do they get? Like they get like they have like all members point like from 7-Eleven. You get you can pay by through money, and you can actually what you call it? They can earn like true points as well through like metaverse like era, right? So showcasing is one of the best thing and show the success story behind like the how do we run the store in the metaverse. And what if the question would be like, what if we rolled out like 100 store or like 200 or million store like throughout across like nationwide in Thailand? Like it would be lowering the cost of the operations that the manager have to be visiting the store like one by one physically, right? What if you just sitting conveniently in your office and monitored like the store online and see like what's actually like are those stock like on the shelf are available or not? If not, how you would just like dispatch like all the like the goods there from the warehouse or something like that. So I think showing those like use case and the success factor would be one of the most important things to teach like the outside world that we can do that, and we already achieved it by this kind of like technology. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Anyone want to add on that?
I think pretty much, I think I agree with what Chris said, that, well, in order to adopt something, people need to understand what's in it for them, right? So we show the success story, and another thing is that we should also like think from the consumer perspective, that what will they get if they start adopting metaverse, right? Not just from the business side, business understand like, well, they want to increase sale, they want to increase revenue, but the business needs to understand that what kind of things that they can provide to the consumer. It's something that I would say it's a UX thing, user experience thing, that the business needs to understand. If the UX is not good, then it's going to be less adopted by the mass. But we also need to incorporate a good UX principle to make it like, apart from the success factors of success stories, the business need to understand about the user experience factor as well, that how do we make the experience easier for the user, and then maybe start with the audience that they want to target, right? If the audience is something like the Gen Alpha, like Kunati said, they're going to be less resisted with the new technology. But if we target with some generation that is like not too familiar with new technology, well, that's going to be some challenging as well, right? So if we want to adopt, for the mass to adopt, maybe identify the audience, and then start working on the user experience, and then the success factors, success stories. Yeah.
Okay. For my point of view, it's like that's that. Just start and learn fast, fail fast. That's why we make a group of like a Thai Metaverse Association, because we believe that like this kind of technology is quite very new, right? And then if we learn together, maybe like we will be more understand everything. It will be fast, and then if we learn together, it will be more faster than learn alone for sure, right? We can learn from other member fail case, right? And then we not do the same thing because they already fail, right? That's my point. We learn together, try to close with the community, try to close with the information that you can learn from them. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next questions. Could you share some B2B metaverse, please? So far, because so far the example are more like for consumer. Do we have that use case?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Let's say you have the there is one that I could think of.
Maybe I can share some use case that I know.
Okay.
In a sense,
I will continue. Yep.
In a sense, we have the like we started to like bring metaverse or some VR technology into our business as well. The like for example, in warehouse management, we would like to understand like how do we fit the parcel or the like the boxes in the warehouse so that we can like fully or efficiently utilize the warehouse. So we incorporate this AR and VR technology so that we can accurately understand about the parcel size, and then measure these size so that we can efficiently utilize the warehouse. This is one use case that is being worked in at Ascent right now to incorporate AR and VR and also metaverse in the warehouse.
Okay, that's great.
Extend to that, like from what Kun Om said, like what we have like in another like segment of the CPF is the what we call the animal feed and ingredient. So we have like animal food and like from the manufacturing CPF like company. So we have distributed into segment of like we have like chicken, duck, or like animal feeds, like all that kind of areas. But we can visualize that into a different segment that we can have like a silos. How many silos do we have, and visualize into a big picture, and then how do we distribute those into the logistic chain. So how do we collect the quality of the animal feed ingredient, like from the rice field, or like like all the ingredients that coming from like the nature, right? So we can control the quality by visualizing into like dashboards and like the supply chains of the feed ingredients into like into the logistic area as well, when it feeds into like distributor and sub distributor, like through the chain, and then deliver to the customer.
Okay, thank you.
That's what I kind of think of what we can use. It's over there.
Okay, thank you. Next, for next questions, there is is it important to combine blockchain with metaverse? We already talked about that, right? Okay, we skip that. So, okay, next question. How do you see the user experience of avatar improving in near future? And do you think glasses are required in metaverse?
I think we already mentioned about the more real avatar, like because we have like the 3D volumetric right?
Yep.
That can import the more real avatar. But it's not in the future, but now it's already existing. That's what I want to explain.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the question. Like when I see the question, I think of like how you can experience from more from your avatar, or use your avatar to experience thing in the metaverse, or thing like that. Not just like import your avatar inside. Maybe how I don't know. I think of like the Ready Player One. You have to use a suit or thing to feel more and smell more and taste more. How do you see in near future about that?
I would say it can use the avatar to be a mock of yourself.
Okay.
Right. If we are turning into like a PR or like marketing or something like that, instead of like, let's say you have a TikTok platform, right?
Yep.
And then you can go into like, you can skim through and then you can select or buy or like rent a avatar like that have a highly rated in as a KOL, you know, like you can select the avatar from this person that has been created, and they can create your like ads and, you know, helping like pitching like your business using the other person like avatar by like renting the avatar or something like that extensively. So there would be, if that's the case, there would be another company coming in and say like, hey, we are selling the avatar, or we can help design the avatar to put it on like TikTok, right? They're gonna be a sub company like doing that as well.
Yep.
Like, yeah. So I think it's the chain of like creating a good avatar and see the trend of like, how do you design the avatar in the next level to increase the sales of like your company by like, you know, for the marketing or something like that. That's what I would see. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like when you play online games, you try to dress up yourself, like even like it's no attributes like atoms.
Yeah. Like I use like two hours to create a character, right?
Yeah. It's almost the same, but now you're creating a KOL, like key leading of your business.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Well, to me, when I heard the word avatar, well, I would start thinking that, okay, it's some form of identity that you like to make in the digital world, right? So the question is, what's going to be like the next level of avatar, right? Like the what is it going to be like different from today, or it's going to still stay the same? Well, I would say that when we talk about the digital world, well, some people there are going to be some people that, you know, would like to present themselves, like fully present themselves, but there are going to be a lot of people that when we go to the digital world, we would like, I think it happens to like every people, we would like to be the best version of ourselves, right? We understand from the real world, okay, they're going to be something that we do not want to maybe show or want other people to show in the digital world. So and then the identity in the online world, I think it's not going to change. It's not going to change much, but depends on the like the input device that Kunati mentioned. Right now we have like the digital printer, the 3D printer that, you know, can receive input and then print the output to be like exactly like in the real world. Maybe in the future, I heard that right now we have the technology to like understand the signal in the brain that, you know, can help people with Alzheimer or people with, you know, some problem with their brain. That technology maybe in the future they could incorporate into this, and when it's go mainstream, we could also utilize that, you know, kind of input device instead of, you know, well, right now we hear, but there are going to be some other senses that technology cannot achieve today.
Okay.
Maybe in the future we can smell, we can touch each other, or we can test something in the digital world as well. So maybe that is the evolution of the next level of the metaverse and also the identity in our online world as well. And maybe the glasses, it's going to change because glasses, well, we use it to see. We still have other senses that we, as human, we can perceive. So that may be next level, the evolution that we require technology to catch up with the idea as well.
Okay, thank you. I hope your audience happy about all the answers. Okay, I think our time is up. So thank you for all the panelists who share your experience and share your perspective on the metaverse. I hope all the information might give the audience the idea how to prepare for metaverse and how to prepare their business to be ready for the future. So thank you for today, everyone. And thanking all the audience to join us and listen to all the experience. Okay, thank you.
Wow,
Thank you.
What an interactive session. Thank you so much, Dr. Nathi, Kun Nattapon, Kun Tharathon, and of course, Kun Sumit for this amazing and very insightful discussion. I am sure that our audiences today have gained tremendous benefits from your words of wisdom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we conclude today's webinar session, it is my pleasure to introduce you to V-Booth, an all-new concept at Infocom Southeast Asia. As our next edition of Infocom Southeast Asia will be held at Bitech Bangkok, Thailand from 2nd to 4th of November 2022, the V-Booth empowers you to discover participating exhibitors with solutions you are interested in. You can now explore products and solutions our exhibitors have to offer through multimedia presentation on the show website. Engage with exhibitors even more and make an appointment to meet them face-to-face at the in-person show in November. All this shall make your visit to Infocom Southeast Asia an effective one. And here is a sneak peek.
With so many exhibitors at Infocom Southeast Asia, who should you meet? With limited time, how would you identify exhibitors with solutions that match your needs? Start your search with V-Booth. Visit the official show website and select your industry and solutions of interest. Instantaneously, you will get a list of selected exhibitors. Learn more about each selected exhibitor and their solutions through their V-Booth, enriched with engaging multimedia content. Shortlist exhibitors with solutions that best match your needs. Send requests to meet at the show. V-Booth, making your visit to Infocom Southeast Asia a highly efficient one like none other.
All right, with all that, I would like to thank you once again for staying with us today and see you at Infocom Southeast Asia 2022 from 2nd to 4th of November at Bitech Bangkok, Thailand. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.